exciting couple of days coming up in Royal England.
Yeah, going over to ride Start Witness, who I give a trial to the other day at Werribee, and he seems in great shape, and apparently he's travelled over really well, so looking forward to getting over there.
Are you excited about riding a horse like him, given the dynamics of what sort of horse from Australia you need to go there and ride?
Yeah, for sure. He looks to have the nice sort of makeup to, he just gets just off the speed and he's got a good turn of foot. So, in the first 1,000 metre race, he should be nice and strong late. And looking at the field, I think at his best to be really competitive.
Always an advantage to know the track, and having had experience with Scenic Blast and where to ride and where to be, that's a big thing going forward and trying to win the race.
Yeah, it was good to have that sort of under my belt, have the win on Scenic Blast. I suppose it's a 1,000 metre straight race, so it probably doesn't get much more basic than that. So as I say, I think he's got a really good chance in the race.
Now, you've trialled him up at Werribee before he left our shores. How is he going compared to previous preparations?
Yeah, I think he's going really well. He obviously tried to get him out over the mile in the autumn and just probably took the edge out of him. He seems to have freshened up really well, and he's nice and sharp at Werribee the other morning, so we're hoping for that similar sort of run.
And the report from the stable?
Yeah, apparently he's got over there in really good shape, and he travelled well and drank well during the flight, so I think that's the main thing, and he seems to be coping well over there.
So you think has been over there. He's won 2 races. They weren't the highest calibre races, but you know how high a calibre a horse he is.
Yeah, I think there's pretty big reports coming out of the stable, and apparently Aidan's pretty happy with him, and probably moderate races that he's won, but geez, he's looked good the way he's galloped. I thought in the last furlong of the race, he's looked really good.
We know in Australia that he's a very good weight for age horse, and he's very adaptable at all trips, and got out to run third in a Melbourne Cup. What do you think is his best trip, what you've seen and ridden of the horse here in Oz?
Yeah, I think he's sharp enough to win probably a 7 first up, but I'd say his ideal trip is probably a mile and a half, 2,400. He's his run in the Melbourne Cup I thought was great after pulling in the run, but I'd say an ideal trip probably 2,400.
In Australia, from a light campaign that he's had in his 2 campaigns, winning 2 Cox Plate, we know him as being a possible champion. Now he's got to seal himself in greatness over in the UK and maybe go on and win one of the greatest races in the world, the Arc de Triomphe. Is he good enough to do that?
Yeah, I obviously don't know the form as well as a lot of people over there, but, the feel he gave me, he's the best horse I've ridden, and I suppose you're always a little bit biased when you've been so close to them, but, realistically, I think he's right in the betting in them sort of races, so they obviously rate him pretty highly, and, if he can hold together and hold the form he's in at the moment, he'll be ultra competitive.
Obviously, learning to be a racehorse and a stayer and settle is a big thing, Stephen. You've seen his 2 wins over there. How do you think he's gone when it comes to the settling part?
Yeah, he looks like he's gone along beautifully. Obviously, small fields, and he's had a pacemaker just to tag along behind, so that makes it even probably easier. Not the stop-start can be here sometimes, so he looks to be going beautifully over there.
Represent us well on the King's Stand.
Thanks, Terry. Cheers.